Okay, what I got here is a electric pressure cooker. It is a Cook's Essential. The model number is 99700. Now this is one of my first cookers. This is an older cooker and it's been used a lot. 3-4 years old, something like that. Now I call this my magic pot. Here's the thing. It's just like the cookers of old days, the pressure cookers that used to sit on your grandmother's stove and look like some kind of spaceship and sit there and rattle, and you hear all the horror stories, they're not safe and everything, you know. Well, what we got here is a pressure cooker that will work as a slow cooker or a pressure cooker, and there's no human involvement other than setting the time, pressure, and then after it starts, it does it itself. It's just a self-contained unit. Now you'll notice inside the pot, these are made out of some kind of aluminum, coated with a non-stick coating. This pot is 3-4 years old and it's actually holding up pretty well. A lot better than my expectations would have been of it. Inside you have the safety button so that it will not run or start without a pot in it. You have the sealing ring, which they turn darker as you use them. Like I say, this thing is 3 or 4 years old. You gotta remember to always put the sealing ring in the lid. Without the sealing ring, you don't hold pressure, and then your food don't cook right, and it's terrible. Now you can buy replacement sealing rings if you want. They're inexpensive. They're $10 or less. I've seen many stores and eBay and different places have these. Now, this is a 4-quart pressure cooker, not as big as some of the others I do have. And like I say, it is older. Now, all of these pressure cookers, the lids only go on one way. This one has a couple things here. You line it up and you turn it, and then it's there. It's locked. Now this one has a pressure release valve, which is right here. Now when you get this started up and you're done cooking, you can either naturally release, which is just let the pot go by itself and it will actually release the pressure for you. Once the pressure is off, you can open the lid. You can also turn this pressure valve and let it steam off manually if you'd rather do that, depending on what time you have. Now, I didn't plug this unit in, but here we will plug it in. Now, like I say, this is a 4-quart unit, which is good size. It's sometimes I wish it could be bigger if you're putting meat or something big into it, because it's on this one here, you can do delay time, as most of them you can. You have slow cook, brown, steam, and warm, and then you got a high and low pressure settings. Now normally when I was the cook, if I wanted to brown the meat or whatever, I would hit brown. It would take off browning and you could actually brown your meat inside the pot. Now this one actually came with a vegetable steamer also. I do not have that with me here. Now on this particular pressure cooker, you can hit the high and it keeps going up in numbers. So you set whatever time you want, and that'd be high pressure. Now it has a start and stop button. This one will not take off cooking by itself. You have to hit the start button. Okay, now it clicked. Now what's going to happen is the pot's going to build up pressure inside. Turn it off because there's nothing in it. The pot's going to build up pressure inside. It's going to cook, but it will not start the timer counting down until your pressure is built to the proper pressure, and then it automatically starts the timer and counts down for you. Which, if you know anything about the regular manual pressure cookers, you have to get them warm, the pot warm. You got to put your stuff in there. After it gets warm, the vent will start steaming. Then you have to control the heat yourself on on the stove or whatever thing you're cooking it with. Where these is pretty much self go. Now this is only a 4-quart cooker and it's an 800 watt element. A lot of the bigger 6 and 7 quarts, I think they even have some 8 quarts. What that is, that's 1,000 watt, some are 1,200 watt, which means your heat up may take just a little longer before it gets up to pressure with this, but that's still not a big issue. Now most meat products or roast or whatever, you can cook in this in about an hour. The pressure cookers cook about 70% faster than normal time, which is good. Now another thing to keep in mind, you have to have some sort of liquid in these when you cook. Now as long as you have liquid in there and you get steam build up, you can cook, things don't dry out, all the flavors are encapsulated in here, so it's just a different way of cooking. Some people love to eat the pressure cooked food, but they have no idea how to cook it or whatever, so don't be afraid of these. These are safe, they won't blow up, there's no... If you can push the buttons and walk away, you can use one of these. But this is actually 3 to 4 year old unit, and this unit has really done everything I've wanted it to do. I'm pleased with this unit. The only thing that I would do different with this unit is I prefer the bigger pots, but that's because I'm usually cooking a bigger, if someone was by themselves or just maybe 2 people or something, then this would be a nice sized pot. And there you have it.